What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today we just got a little bit of a surprise, actually, which is funny because it's Sunday night here, Japan time, so we would have thought that maybe they would release this information on Monday because, you know, most people are at home on the weekend, but I guess whatever it is, because Akatsuki has just released on the official Twitter page the little updates to the Extreme STR cell and his EZA. So, we're going to go over this stuff. If you guys probably saw my post on Twitter, then I did post just some brief translations of it real quick. But I also want to talk about the other two cells because everyone's now debating about, you know, which cell is the best, which cell is not the best. In the end, they're all really, really good cards, all really strong and everything, and having one over one of the other, it's going to be minuscule in terms unless you're really trying to deal some major damage or maybe take on certain events and everything. Like, obviously, Tech Cell going against the UI Goku for the Legendary Goku event. Probably the Int and the STR are going to be better for that, but who cares? You know, that's kind of like common sense right there. So, anyway, let's go ahead and real cap. Go ahead and take a look at the cell, and then we're going to cover the other two, and then we're going to kind of judge, you know, maybe this one's better for this one's better for this, and how basically they can work on those teams right there, okay? So, first off, let's take a look at the STR cell. So, basically, strength types, Ki +3, stats up 120%. Okay, just like with the Goku Black and everything like that in the future, you know, Vegeta Blue and all that stuff, they are going to get their types and then +3 Ki and 120% right there. So that's really cool. Really cool update right there, especially if you need them for, say, something like the Battlefield, or you need him for maybe Super Battle Road updates or anything like that. You know, who knows? But nonetheless, that's a really nice update right there. Now, passive skill. He's basically gone from a single line to a paragraph, essentially. So let's take a look at what his passive does. So passive skill. At the beginning of the turn, your attack goes up by 100% and your defense up 50%. And if you collect 6 orbs or more, so for example, let's say you only get 3 orbs for some reason or whatever the case may be, then you're going to get an additional attack and defense up 30%. And if you happen to be facing off against 2 enemies or more, then at the beginning of the turn, all the enemies have their attack and defense minus 20%, or 20% down, essentially, okay? So basically, the best situation for him so far, via his passive, of course, is going to be obviously Super Battle Road. If you're facing against multiple opponents, you're going to be lowering their attack and defense, or the attack is the better thing. You're getting 100% attack up and 50% defense up as well. And then if you get 6 Ki or more, then, or 6 orbs technically, I shouldn't be saying 6 Ki, I should be saying 6 orbs, at least that's based on what the kanji says right here, then you're going to get an additional 30% attack and defense. So assuming you get that, you're going to be getting 130% defense right there and 80% defense, or sorry, 130% attack and 80% defense right there. Now, via his super attack right now, as of right now in the game, both his 12 Ki and his 10 Ki attack do immense damage, and he raises attack and defense indefinitely, okay? 11 Ki raises attack and defense indefinitely too, but it's a much lower modifier for that particular super attack, okay? This one, however, when you reach level 14, is basically going to say, it doesn't literally changes anything for his 12 and 10 Ki super attacks, at least based on the information we're given here, because we assumed it's just simply going to be a stronger super attack because it's a level 15, not a level 10, and it's still going to be immense damage already, and then, you know, whatever the calculations say will say. But the 11 Ki super attack here is that when you hit 11 Ki, your attack and defense increases, like it does beforehand, but you also attack all enemies, okay? And it seems to be supreme damage now, so that's really nice. So that's supreme damage, and you recover 10% HP right there, okay? Now, I don't know if the 10 and the 12 Ki super attacks will also do that HP recovery thing. I doubt it. It doesn't sound like it. Otherwise, they probably would have said that. But we'll have to wait and see when we get the data download, and then we'll see just for real at the final stage right there before this comes out, you know, that this is going to be happening, okay? So right there, he basically is combining both the tech and the int one into, well, one unit, essentially, okay? Now let's go back and look at the tech and the int EZA real quick, and then let's compare all 3 of them. Personally, what I think is going to be your best bet when using each of these units, and just overall what I think will probably be the best one. So first off, with the tech cell, okay, so we already know the tech cell's super attack is already immense damage, and then he gets HP up 10%, or you recover 10% HP, HP 10% off, katsu. So that is his updated EZA super attack, and then his passive skill was for every orb you obtain, attack and defense up 15%, and then for every rainbow orb you obtain, you get an additional Ki. So that really helps right there with trying to get that super attack if maybe you're not running them on the best of teams, you're not having the best of links or anything like that. If you grab a rainbow orb, that's an additional +1 Ki right there, and that worked out really nicely right there for you guys, okay? His leader skill is tech types Ki +3, and then stats up 70%, so that is what it is. So, you know, take it whatever you want. Int Cell was a little bit different. He greatly raised his attack indefinitely every single turn, and he did supreme damage for his super attack when he got his EZA. And then his leader skill was all types key +2, stats up 50%, and then at the beginning of the turn for his passive, attack and defense up 90%, and if your HP is 30% or below, you healed up by 20% right there of your total HP. Okay, so looking at all of these guys right here, it's kind of already known that before STR's EZA, we know that Tech is obviously in the very beginning of the battle going to be better than Int. Int will eventually get better and stronger than the Tech one, although defensive wise I would still say the Tech is definitely better in terms of defense, because depending on how many orbs you get, that can work out to your advantage right there. Not to mention that Tech does have the better ability orb system. He has that 7,000 one compared to everyone else that only gets the 5,000 or however many it is, basically depending on what type it is. But Int does greatly raise his attack every single super attack after his EZA, and that does work out pretty well for you. So the Int Cell has been known to be used and be really, really effective against something like the Legendary Goku event. Maybe not tanking per se, but definitely dealing some damage. Super Battle Road, obviously, again, really, really good. And then I'm not really going to count Dokkan Fest events or anything like that, because those things end really, really fast, and all of these cells are going to destroy it, no problem, okay? Tech Cell, in my personal opinion, because I do have him rainbowed, the Int one, I've only got 2 dupes into him. Tech Cell has been really, really good on even something like Super Battle Road. Revive Warriors, even though it's mostly tech units, and even the Cell, or sorry, the the Gohan there, or I guess AKA the Great Saiyaman, has worked out really well, because generally on that team you can get some decent units, or some decent orbs I should say. And then also if you happen to be using someone like Tech Tapion, or even the Tech LR Oob, if he's transformed and they change orbs in the field, he works out really well with the Tech Cell, because he gets a lot of rainbow orbs right there, and not to mention you get a decent amount of other orbs surrounded by him, and he gets a lot of attack and defense right there. 15% per orb is nothing to scoff at. It's actually pretty decent. So it definitely helps out right there for Super Battle Road. But again, Tech Cell is not the greatest unit to be bringing into the Legendary Goku event, because, again, Int versus Tech. If you got a lot of orbs every single turn, you're lucky to do that, and maybe you get some lucky rotations, yeah, you can probably tank just fine, especially if you use some items and everything, but overall, you generally don't want to do that. So, where does STR Cell fit into all of this? Well, personally, just for me looking at him, obviously his attack and defense raise per super attack is going to be really, really nice. You're going to want to add some additionals into him, obviously, because there's nothing in his passive or anything that says like, hey, you're going to do an additional attack if you do this or anything like that. Plus, getting an additional super attack does his 10 key super attack, which is going to be immense damage, plus whatever the extra modifier does with the Extreme Z Awakening. And he's going to raise his attack and defense even more, which is really, really cool, okay? Now, the whole thing with his attacking all of that becoming supreme damage, that is really nice for in case you're happening to be one key short. Maybe your key links are not the greatest, because maybe you're running Cell on something like the Revived Warriors team instead of the Android team. Android team, this guy's going to be getting his 12 key super attack, no problem whatsoever. So you're not healing as much, but you have other units on that team that are healing as well, aka the Tech Cell, if you happen to be using him over the STR. So it depends on what you want to be, I guess, going for. If you want to be going for maximum damage, I would say the STR is definitely, eventually starting out, Tech's going to be the more powerful one, but overall, STR will overtake the Int one, and it will overtake the Tech one. So STR will be the strongest over time, especially with that attack and defense up per super attack, and if you get doubles and everything like that. Now, the one thing I will say, and maybe Goresh can answer this if he happens to see this video, or maybe he's already posted it on Twitter and everything like that, and I will put an update in the comments or anything, but when it says getting 6 key or more, so my question is that if you are obviously running him with something like an Android team, or you happen to be running him with someone who has shocking speed or something like that, then if you already have, let's say, 8 key, because again, something like shocking speed is plus 2 keys, so you're going to start with 8 key right there and nothing else, and I say grab 4 key to get that 18 keys, or that 12 key super attack right there, technically, I've gone from 6, which is the initial leader skill, and I've gone up to 12, which is 6. Now, my assumption, based on the way the kanji is worded here, is that no matter what, if I don't grab 6 orbs, I will not get that additional 30% attack and defense right there. Again, that extra 30% attack and defense right there is more just it's kind of a fluff, to be honest, because over time, you're going to be raising his attack and defense every single time, and you're just kind of like, well, the extra 30% attack is just like, it's an extra thing, right? It's like, yeah, okay, if I get the 6 orbs, then great. That's a little bit of extra defense right there for something like the Legendary Goku event or Super Battle Road, or some extra attack for just doing more damage, again, to Legendary Goku event or the Super Battle Road. But overall, you're probably not going to notice that extra 30% way down the line, right? Maybe it's something very, at the very beginning, you might notice the additional 30% attack and defense, but over time, he's going to be tanking already like a beast via his super attack. And then this is just going to be like, okay, this is just extra essentially. So, and if you get the 11 key, then you get to heal up 10%. Again, we'll have to see if anything happens to his 12 and a 10 key attack. But based on what we've seen so far right here, that doesn't seem to be the case. So overall, if I had to rank 3 cells, I'm going to put STR above for the one that will become the strongest in the end. But for something that's starting the battle off right away and something that doesn't have to really linger on in battle, I'm going to say the tech is probably still better. But again, it really depends on what situation you have to be running these guys in. Technically, I guess Int Cell as well might actually overtake STR the more I think about it, because it is greatly raising his attack. But he's only supreme damage, which basically with an EZA is normal immense damage. But this cell is going to have immense damage plus the EZA level 15 right there. So I don't know what the calculations are going to be. We'll see those in a couple of days, because this EZA does come out, I believe, on Tuesday. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. Right now, you'll be seeing something pop up that says it is this day. But nonetheless, by Thursday at the very, very latest, you'll be seeing this guy. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. I think he'll be a beast, though. He's going to be really, really good. I can't wait to test him out in something like the Legendary Goku event and Super Battle Road. He's going to be very, very nice right there. And then I'm assuming, obviously, we'll have the EZA banner. Don't really go for it. If he happens to show up via the coins and you have some extra coins laying around, I wouldn't say this is the guy that you need to spend all your coins on. But if you happen to say have 500 plus an additional 150, because I'm assuming that's how much this guy's going to cost, maybe throw in it if you haven't gotten a copy of him and you want to test him out. But overall, if you have tech already or you have int already, then you probably really don't need to go for it. So, but anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think he's going to be really, really good? Do you think he's going to be top? How would you rank the 3 cells personally for you? And how do you think the damage is going to work out? And what events do you think he's going to be best at? So, anyway, though, that's going to be it for the video, though. Until next time, everyone, I will see you all in the next one.